This new information about the water levels meant that at most likely time of Calvi's death, the only way he could have approached the far side of the scaffolding would have been to step across from the ladder onto the upper poles themselves. This was a hazardous exercise even during daylight. Who's that clicking away? The water level evidence also dispelled the theory put forward in the first inquest to the effect that Calvi could have approached the scaffolding from the foreshore of the Thames. To do so he would have had to wade for some distance through waist-high water, and Calvi was a non-swimmer. The second he's a non-swimmer, so what's he doing by the water? I can't swim, I don't want to go near the water. The second inquest heard of other difficulties Calvi would have faced in trying to commit suicide from the scaffolding. The stones and bricks in his pockets, which weighed about 12 pounds, would have hindered what Carman called Calvi's bizarre manoeuvre on the scaffolding. The 62-year-old, why didn't he just jump in the water? The 62-year-old banker could hardly have walked 300 yards from the building site to the scaffolding with a brick in the flies of his trousers. Hey, someone done it again. If the banker had not committed suicide, how had his body found its way under Blackfriars Bridge? If it was difficult for him voluntarily to climb down the ladder and over scaffolding, it was surely more difficult for another man or a group of men to carry him there, especially to do so without leaving any sign of struggle. Mr. Carman, the Calvi family's counsel, put forward one hypothesis. Could Calvi have been brought to the far side of the scaffolding by boat, being tied to it by his captors and left to hang? The Thames River police agreed that this was quite possible. They said it would not be a difficult task for an experienced boatman to carry out. Carman's hypothesis gained further support from the knowledge of the Thames water level. At 2 a.m. on 18 June, the river was high enough to allow someone standing on the deck of the small boat to tie the rope to the second bar of the scaffold. I lost my place here, I think. Hang on a bit. The river was high enough to allow someone standing on the deck of a small boat to tie the rope to the second bar of the scaffold. Indeed, because of the timing of police patrols, it seemed likely that Calvi died at about 2 a.m. The police boat left Blackfriars Bridge at 1 a.m. and the next one was due at 4 a.m. Boat theory. As the second inquest advanced, it became clear that the boat hypothesis seemed more probable than the suicide theory. So, if Calvi was taken to his death by boat, the next question was, how could he have submitted without a struggle? Extensive evidence was heard from toxicologists. They were asked about the possibility that drugs could have been used, either by injection or inhalation, to knock Calvi out. Hey Charles, man, chill out, yeah? To knock Calvi out for a time without leaving any trace. Mr. Carman said that ethyl chloride and curare-type drugs could have been used without leaving any trace. All the medical witnesses agreed that a man can be rendered helpless by pressure. Listen, Charles, man, you don't know scripture, yeah? Just leave me alone, yeah? It's best for you, guy. Or I'll put you across the table and chat to you about scripture. Let's see what you know then. Anyway, moving on. By pressure on the neck that leaves no trace. They also agreed that Roberto Calvi had at his disposal easier methods of taking his own life. In his flat, police found a suitcase containing 28 types of drugs. Dr. Roy Goulding, former director of the National Poisons Unit at Guy's Hospital, said that had Calvi taken an overdose or a mixture of only a small number of these drugs, he would have died quickly. Why, given this evidence, would he have chosen to walk 4.5 miles across a strange city late at night, stuffed his pockets with bricks, and clambered across a dark, slippery scaffolding to kill himself? More on the case later. Thank you very much for listening. Shukran lak.